Hey everybody, welcome back to One Mic, and today I'm here to talk about Season 1, Episode 8, the Season 1 finale of FX and Hulu's Alien Earth, entitled The Real Monsters. So, I'm just gonna get this out of the way up front. I didn't like this episode, and ultimately, I didn't even like this season. This finale gave me plenty to chew on, some strong moments, a lot of repetition, but ultimately, this was a season's worth of setups that mostly didn't pay off. Like, I was really into what I thought this show was building early on, but then the show just kind of stood in place, like thinking it could run off vibes and nothing else. And it set up a lot of cool and intriguing shit that didn't pay off. And like I said last week, it's the opposite of the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. Like, this had a lot of good parts, but the whole was pretty underwhelming for me. But let's walk through it beat by beat, and then I'm going to zoom out with a few like overarching season level thoughts. But we got a lot to cover, man. And I was really not like, this is probably my least favorite episode of the season, and that's crazy. It was the finale. It should have been incredible, and I came away from this like I don't even know if I want to watch a second season of this show. But Arthur's body washes ashore, and the grown xenomorph approaches it and then just disappears. Like, it looked like it was like communicating with the crab that was on Arthur's body. Like, if that's the implication, I don't know whether to laugh or groan. But already in the very first scene was the first of what you guys are gonna see is gonna be several. What was the point of that scene? Moments. That's gonna be what was the point of that scene? I'll just make it a thumbnail if I could, but as you guys see, the thumbnail's already kind of booked in stone. But yeah, that's gonna be the theme of this video. So piggybacking off of the scene with Arthur's body washed ashore, this is where my episode 5 point comes roaring back. The original film weaponized darkness. This show has put the xenomorph in broad ass daylight nonstop for 2 straight episodes. Watching that slow approach of Arthur's body in full light, especially, I don't know if y'all saw that behind the scenes shot of it wearing some Nikes. But after that, seeing it in full light when it approaches Arthur's body, it made it look even more like a guy in a suit. And yeah, last week's daylight action worked because it was chaotic. Here, the incredibly well-lit scene completely kills any intimidation whatsoever. It's a motherfucker in the suit. Dame Sylvia places flowers on the kids' original graves. We see all the names, and the camera lingers on Stephen DeMarco, who is later revealed to be Toodles. And this is example number 2 of what was the point of that scene? Like, was that supposed to be some like Toodles / Isaac memorial? Like, even though he's dead, in case you wanted to know what his real name is, here it is. Like, I don't get it, but the xenomorph rolls up on Dame Sylvia in this scene, but Hermit's security boat team folks, they shoot it and it flees. Next, Adam narrates an update for Boy Cavalier. They're cut off from society. The hybrids, Morrow and Hermit, are contained. The xenomorph's not contained, and it keeps staring through security, and Adam recommends an evacuation. While this narration is happening, Boy Cavalier is watching this video of Marcy like first waking up after becoming Wendy. And for the 3rd time, what was the point of that scene? Like, it's like the show is constantly trying to tell us that Boy Cavalier has a great deal of respect for Wendy as like the first one of these kids, right? But to what end? Like, where did that go? Like, if this ultimately led to some moment where he like had to choose and he chose to spare her over the others, then those scenes work to explain that decision. But none of it went anywhere. And then think about how the show set up a potential rivalry between Wendy and Curly for Boy Cavalier's affection, and think about where that went. Exactly. Moving on, Wendy says that she has a plan and that the humans should fear her. There's a camera in the room and Boy Cavalier is watching them on it. So she looks straight into the camera and she speaks xenomorph, so I'm assuming she was summoning it again. She summons the xenomorph and then she kills the camera feed. In fact, all of the camera feeds die except the ones that Wendy uses to like observe the chaos that she's causing throughout the facility. She then interferes with the signal that Boy Cavalier is using to talk to Kirsch while Kirsch is trying to talk him down. And you know what? Let me just right now get into one of my two biggest issues with this season. They never explained why Wendy and only Wendy can manipulate technology. They just showed that she has that ability. They don't explain how she has it, why she has it, and I thought that was meant to be a big point of mystery. I treated it as such, but it's silly me for thinking that this show would explain some shit that it set up. Wendy's out here opening doors, she's controlling Adam, and the show could not even be slightly bothered to explain how or why she has this ability. And like that's just crazy to me. But moving on for now. In the fourth instance of what was the point of that scene? Wendy plays a video of herself as Marcy, and she's asking Dame Sylvia if she's going to be okay after she transitions from Marcy to Wendy. And she plays this video in Dame Sylvia's room while Dame Sylvia is just in there standing around waiting to be apprehended. And, you know, that's a good psychological way to fuck with Dame Sylvia. But, like, what was the point of that scene? And like, further, what did Dame Sylvia do to deserve that? Like, she removed Nib's trauma? Like, wow, what a bitch, right? But this is what I mean when I say the show thought it could subsist on vibes. There's a similar scene later when after Nibs is sent to find Dame Sylvia, she like drops down. I can't even say it. It's so fucking dumb. Like she drops down from the ceiling like it's fucking Mission Impossible or some shit for no fucking reason behind her. And it's like, yeah, cool visual, but for the fifth time, what was the point of that? I could explain it away. I could be like, okay, she couldn't get into the room. Maybe she didn't have no security clearance and she crawled up through some ducts. Why did they do that? What was the point of that scene? I shouldn't have to do some kind of weird headcanon explaining what the fuck could have possibly happened to justify her dropping from the ceiling. They just didn't need to have her drop it from the fucking ceiling. So Morrow wakes up with his robot arm locked in like this metal cast / container, and he's locked up with Hermit. And he tells Hermit that Prodigy never does anything for free and that there's a price for that new lung. And for the sixth time, say it with me, what was the point of that? Like, nothing ever came of that. Like, when I say that, now I kind of mean like the lung thing. Like, I tried to make the whole thing with Hermit's lung interesting. If you remember my video for episode 1, because I thought that they were going to I think it was episode 1. They were going to experiment on him, and that Kirsch had put that, you know, that little alien embryo into that lung, and that they were going to put that lung back in Hermit's body. That would have been cool, and it would have been fresh, and it would have been exciting, but no. Instead, they took it in the far more exciting route of doing absolutely fucking nothing with that angle other than mention it. Like, wow, really cool shit, guys. You set up something really cool and did fuck all with it. Like, nothing happened with no lungs. Like, a lung with an embryo in it, a lung in Hermit's body. No lungs were harmed in the filming of this show. And they fucking kept talking about it like they were going to do something with it. They didn't do shit. Man, security, they get into an elevator that the doors just open for them automatically. Only one guard is sufficiently concerned with that, considering everything that's going on. That's wild that only one guy cared, but they all just walk in the elevator. And then a self-destruct sequence kicks off with 30 seconds left. And that self-destruct sequence sets off 30 seconds of really weird fucking edits. Like, we see that there's 15 seconds left. They're like smash cut to like this real quick shot of someone trying to like climb up out of the top of the elevator. Then smash cut real quick into another shot of Wendy just opening the door for them so they can walk out. The cuts in that sequence were really strangely timed to me, and I'm gonna say it again, people, for the 7th time. What was the point of that scene? Like, to what end did she do that? Like, what was the point of that? Like, was she just flexing, like having fun, fucking with them? Like, I thought initially, I'm like, okay, maybe she moved the elevator to a specific floor that she wanted them to get out on. But she could have done that without the self-destruct sequence. And they got motherfuckers escaping through the roof. Like, like, what? What was the point of that scene? Like, that shit was all over the place, man. So Speed tells Wendy not to stay mad at Hermit because he's one of them. And then smash cut. I don't think that was a smash cut. To a flashback of Hermit reading a letter from Marcy, not Wendy, about her experiences at Prodigy. And that's number 8. I'm not even going to say the line. What was the point? I'm going to say it. What was the point of that scene? It didn't go nowhere. Like, man. Wendy opens Morrow and Hermit's cell with her superpowers, and Morrow beats a guard, frees his arm, and vows to burn the place down, and Hermit just has to find the others. Morrow finds Kirsch, and this scene was probably the only one that I liked in this episode. Kirsch cracks a Xeno cage, firing a gunshot at Morrow, and the two engage in what ends up being a pretty good action sequence. Morrow wins. He's about to finish him, but the cracked glass breaks. The alien in there escapes. It distracts Morrow, and Kirsch uses that opportunity to put Morrow in a rear naked choke and put him to sleep like he's John Jones. Boy Cavalier shows up barefoot at the kid's cell. I don't know why I noted that he was barefoot, because he always been barefoot, but I just feel like sometimes you got alarms going off, everybody's evacuated, there's pure chaos, put on some fucking shoes. Anyway, he says he wants to tell a story, and Wendy opens the door from the inside with her powers, finally releasing herself after opening every other door in the facility first. And of course, Boy Cavalier, he's rightly rattled by this, but he says his dad was a drunk, and at age 6, he built his first synth, which killed his dad and took his dad's place so that Boy Cavalier could essentially run his own life. I believe that we're to later understand that synth father is Adam. But after Boy Cavalier runs away in fright, Wendy goes full field commander. She gives out jobs. Nibs, find Dame Sylvia. Wendy, herself, find Boy Cavalier. Smee is Slightly, go find Kirsch and Morrow. Side note, I don't know who I'm gesturing to over here. Side note, this seemed unwise to me, given how childish these two characters have been established as being versus how awesome Kirsch and Morrow have been established as being. Moving on. Curly, go find the soldiers. What a shit job that is. And this shit, then after everybody's left, Wendy goes, nobody touches my brother. I don't think anybody heard you, fam. All right, cool. Adam finds Hermit and says the Boy Cavalier has a proposal and that Wendy is with him. So, hey, come with me. We're going to go visit BK and we're going to see what proposal he has for you. I think you're going to like it. This is clearly the setup for infecting Hermit with the eyeball alien, which I can't even pat myself on the back for being right about that. It was obvious as fuck it was going to be Hermit. But moving on from there, Smee and Slightly, they find Kirsch. He hands them rope to tie up Morrow, and Smee takes the rope and ties up Kirsch instead. What in the natural fuck was the reason for that? Kirsch didn't do anything to them. Conversely, the incredibly dangerous Morrow, who threatened to kill Slightly's mom and has been manipulating him to steal aliens out of the building and bring them to him, is left alone and he just naturally wakes up. What the fuck? Anyway, Morrow claims he didn't touch Slightly's mom, but Slightly knocks him out anyway. And like that scene pissed me off aside from what I just stated, because this show has shown Slightly and Smee to be the most childish and incompetent of all the Lost Boys. They're then sent to go after the two most badass characters on the show. And then it plays out like that. Like, that sequence completely, like, it spit in the face of everything that preceded it regarding the character building done for all four of those characters. Like, those four characters in that scene were entirely different characters than the ones that we've seen leading up to that point. All of a sudden, Smee and Slightly are wildly fucking competent, and Morrow and Kirsch are wildly incompetent. And yes, you could say, oh, well, Kirsch was hurt. Yeah, he was, but he had no reason to be tied up. And Morrow, yeah, he was hurt too, but he's fucking Morrow. He's a cyborg. He can do it. I consider him to be way more, well, the show has built him to be way more competent than he was in that scene. Hermit's led to the room where Boy Cavalier and Wendy are supposed to be. Of course, they're not there. And neither is the sheep in its container, but it is still in the room. Hermit, Wendy, and the eyeball alien, they get into a nice little scuffle. Adam interjects himself. Wendy breaks out her brand new power of freezing him in place. How and why? Anyway, meanwhile, the eyeball alien slips out quietly. It's still in play, as we'll see toward the end of the episode. And next was another scene that I absolutely hated as well. Wendy gets self-righteous about Hermit shooting Nibs in that scene last week, twisting his words to like win the point. And then she says like she likes aliens because they're honest. And Hermit counters like, they're predators. We're food to them. And she's like, you're food. I'm not. Okay. What are we even talking about right now? Like, what is the larger argument? They're not predators because they don't hunt you specifically. And what does this have to do with Hermit shooting nibs? Nothing at all. Then he starts to say it's complicated, which it is. And she cuts him off and says, it's complicated is what powerless people say to justify doing nothing, and that she's not powerless. That is such a cute and catchy line that's stupid as fuck. It is complicated, you smug asshole. Like, who wrote that scene? Like, you are his dead sister in a robot body defending your decision to choose xenomorphs over everyone else. And you can mind control technology and robots. You can open fucking doors. It's complicated. But no, he apologizes like she made a good point. And no, the fuck she didn't. It was a dumb fucking point. The xenomorph finds Boy Cavalier, just runs through him to kill more kill more soldiers. That's what it did for most of the episode, was like every few minutes it kills some more soldiers. And then Hermit knocks out Boy Cavalier. And I have to say it again, this very visible xenomorph, it ain't it. Like, the show borrows the movie's iconography while missing what made it work. Wendy locks up all of the adults who are still alive, which was disappointing. Somebody asks, what's next? And Wendy says, now we rule. And like, that's just a whack ass ending to a whack ass episode for a mediocre season with a lot of promise that it didn't deliver on. This episode, it was basically a hunt, and it still managed to fail. The action is so well lit, there's nothing left to the imagination. Writing choices undercut the tension, and for me, it's like the season has just gotten worse as it's gone on. I know I think it was like episode 6 or 7, I thought was a good comeback from how I didn't like episode 5, but like 5, 7, and 8, with each progressively worse to me. What is Wendy's connection to the xenomorphic technology? Who the fuck knows? Why only her? Who the fuck knows? What happened behind that closed door in episode 1 with her and the decapitated xenomorph and her coming out with just a minor injury? Who fucking knows? So much daylight xenomorph fundamentally misunderstanding what made the original film effective. Why treat Kirsch like a villain in the finale for some reason? Why lump Dame Sylvia in with the rest when she mostly tried to help? The eyeball sheep was ominous for episodes but did absolutely nothing. And then the show sidesteps the coolest teased idea, which was to install it into a low IQ living human. They sidestepped that cool idea in favor of installing it into a high IQ dead one. Like, what the fuck, man? Like, the Wendy versus Curly rivalry, they set it up. It went nowhere. The only clear season 2 setup was the eyeball alien being inside Arthur at the end. Individually, most episodes entertained me. As a season, this felt aimless. It stretched what a 2-hour alien movie does into 8 hours of like vibes and wheels spinning and only moderately interesting payoffs. If you ask me what the show is about, beyond kids versus corporations versus aliens, I don't really have a tight answer. Like, we teased rivalries, ominous mysteries, master plans. It ended with a mid-tier trap, a non-explanation for Wendy, and a single hook for season 2 that was not even really all that interesting. But this reinforces my stance. Alien just seems like it works best in short form. The longer this went, the less scary and less compelling it became. But, I mean, if you like this season, sorry, guys. I mean, I was totally in after episode 1, and here we are now. Like, I don't even know if I want to watch a second season of this. I don't want to get fucking edged all season that something cool is going to happen and then nothing happens. But done ranting. That's all I got for this one. I'm sweating. Like, let me know what you thought in the comments. Like the channel, subscribe, share to your social media, join the Discord, join the conversation. And until next time, peace.